Hey everyone, so this is Ankford. So recently I did a video for one of my friends explaining how to use Magix Movie Edit Pro, and I thought it might be interesting for any budding Let's Players out there or budding YouTubers out there to get an inside view on Magix as well, because honestly I feel like those very sterile tutorials you can get from some from creators of software like this can be very like, oh well, get to the point. So also it might just be interesting to see me doing stuff, I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna try and edit something for fun, and it's not gonna be an episode. We're not gonna be editing an actual episode that goes up, because that takes way too long. So I use Magix Movie Edit Pro, which recently actually bought out Sony Vegas. So I would actually recommend. I've been using it since 2013, but I would very much recommend just using it because it's the easiest software I know of. So here we go. Got booting up here. Alright, so you want to create a new project, and you can see here I have it set to user defined open no movie settings here, and that's basically my normal movie settings. You can see there's a bunch of presets here. None of them really aligns with what I usually use, which is 720p video with 30 frames per second. They usually want you around some weird numbers here. It's like 29.97 frames per second, 25 frames per second. It's very weird, so I recommend just choose the create a new project button, and then just go okay, because then you get this where you can write in your information. Here you got width, height, 1280.720p, ratio 16:9, frame rate 30. I very much recommend making sure these are the right, correct ones, because otherwise you will get weird screen cropping. So like, if you want to make sure width and height is correct, YouTube I think has a web page where they tell you what they are. Otherwise just Google it quickly, just write 720p set, and it will tell you, okay, it's 1280.720. And there's a number of tracks here. I usually just have it set to the default 32 tracks. I also usually just have the audio sampling rate set to the default 48,000. So that's I usually don't mess with this. But let's say that you don't want to look at 32 tracks for some reason. I recommend keeping it to like 7 tracks. I usually don't use much more. You can see over on this side there's a bunch of video tracks here, video and audio tracks here. That's what that refers to. Use settings as presets for new movies. Well, that makes that's a given, right? Play movie in loop mode is not having the finalized video being looped. Like if people watch your video on YouTube, when you have this set on, it will not automatically loop. What this does is when you're editing and you want to play a certain section, let's say you're editing a very small section of your footage, it will keep looping that. So okay, so first time you boot up the game, nothing is gonna look like this, obviously. It might look like this for some reason, or this. don't worry about it. Everything's down here. Pick this. This is the most ideal editing board here. Okay. So let's see. let's try and find. Here's some raw footage. See, there's a bunch of. This is all the Mass Effect thing stuff and such like that. But before we do anything, I usually have, and you will find most professional editors as well have their preview video set to the second screen. But for purposes of this video is only recording screen 1. Gonna pop it in here just so we have it there. There you go. Please don't do this to me. There we go. And here we are. Good. So yeah, you can see, like, fairly simple. You got your preview screen, you got your I call this the work dash, and you got your little timeline down here. So you want to edit some Simpsons, pop in raw Simpsons footage. Boop. The actual movie has a resolution of 720p. The file has a resolution of 1920.1080. This I always record in the native resolution of the game. Do not just I don't care for I don't care for switching my for exporting video in 1080p if I can. Not do it just because it takes very long to export. So, like with the daily schedule I have of daily videos, that's just a lot of hours out of my day I cannot afford to throw away. So do not adjust, and then it'll just get pinched down to a nice 720, and there it is. Okay, so say this is a new Ankford video, right? So you have these. I jumped ahead a little bit there. You pick your video. You can see this nice little extra thing here. That's the audio track. You got these chains here. You got unlink and link. Link together just links something. If you want two things to always stay together, there you go. Group together, and unlink, broken chain, ungroup. There you go. And you just, let's say you can see right click to display the waveform. It already says. So usually I record with Bandicam. I'm recording this video with Open Broadcaster software, which is if you're looking for free recording software, Open Broadcaster software is fine. Don't worry about getting anything else. If you want to spend a little bit of money, I use Bandicam, which is pretty cheap, and it lets you save your audio tracks as separate files that you can just have in your folder. This has been recorded with Bandicam. So you right click to display the waveform. Magix will always prefer the top, quote unquote, audio track, which will be the game audio. So create waveform, right click on it, pick create waveform display. It's calculating graphics data, you can see here. And if you don't want to know what a waveform is, it's basically a little graphic here, bending up and down, showing the volume of your audio. Now you can see I've gone immediately and set my video to track 2, and that's because I usually have my background, the green background I usually have, that I use for framing everything and for text boxes. I usually have that on the back. So it's just like in any Photoshop clone or anything like that. The lower you go down, the number of layers, the bottom layer here, or the highest number layer, 6 for example, will always be on top, so to speak. So if we take a different, like say Simpsons here, do not adjust, there you go, suddenly it's on top. Don't worry about that too much. So we'll take, here we go, the voice track. Magix might have problems with these files, which is the ones that Bandicam saves automatically. What I do is I use an audio splitter called Audio Splitter, which you get with downloading DxTory for free, where I just right click the AVI file in the raw here. You just right click the AVI file and then you just say extract audio stream, and then these two files get these to ST1, ST0, which is ST0 is the game audio, ST1 is the voice track. So there you go, voice track, game audio. So usually what I do with in regards to audio levels, I set down the game audio to something like 20, 21, something like that. You can see it got very low there, but don't worry about that, it's still very loud. And then I just normalize my voice track, and what normalizing does is it basically finds the highest point on the soundtrack, on any given soundtrack, and just normalizes the entire sound level of the file to that. So let's say I yell at one point, that's what will be the max decibel the video ever goes to. So normalize this, search for maximum, yeah, and you can see there you go, the little spike there is the top, and that's what everything else is set to. That's the standard, everything else stands at normalization basically. So let's say you want the green background I usually use. So I have this picture file or image file called Ankford texture. It looks like this. You know it from all my videos, and you know it from my channel banner. And you can see it's not visible right now there because the other video is layered on top of it. And then of course there is my little guy, Radish Man, which I animated actually using Magix years ago. There you go, there he is. If it will let me, there you go, there he is. And then of course you just remove the empty sound track that somehow came with the video. Let's say you want the classic Ankford intro, you just go here, just cut to where the voice track starts, remove all the fat there, and then just, yeah, there's a little bit of loading time, I don't know why. There you go. Oh, hey, oh, oops. There you go. Basically, you got these zoom options here. I might as well pay it, since I just used it, I might as well mention it. This button here with called Optimized Timeline View basically zooms out to whichever zoom has all your video files. That's like the most basic 100% zoom, just like you would have on on Microsoft Word. Of course, you can also make it go directly to 1 frame or 5 frames or whatever you want to do. And of course, with the arrow keys, you can switch what frame you want to work with. There, you can see bot he moves. Of course, I am playing around with the frames. And usually, like, if I want to animate anything, I just go frame by frame like this, just like a real animator. Or that's how it used to be, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So we zoom out. Let's say we want the classic Ankford intro. As I said, automatically it will put in a fade of some sort, where it fades in. Don't worry about that. Pick the video file, cut with your basic cutting tool. This is scissors. It's a pair of scissors. This is why I like Magix. It's like very simplistic. It used to be a shaving tool, the little shaving blade, razor blade. Now it's a pair of scissors, but the other way. Cutting makes sense when you click that. Okay, that cuts. And then you use the delete button to delete anything on the thing. You see it fades out automatically. You just click this little square here, which constitutes what kind of effects any given video clip has. These little squares will show up. Just click here and you just say cut, no fade. And suddenly you have Snake, just so we can get it automatic, magical. Hello and welcome back to Play. So we're talking to Snake. Yep. And it goes directly into the video footage. So we're talking to Snake, just so we can get his mission out of the way. Hey, okay. So say that you want this picture as your video as your video thumbnail. You can just export it, file, export movie, and you get single frame as JPEG, and you get nice JPEG you can use and play with in any image editing software you like. I use GIMP, which is a free version of Photoshop, or it's not as powerful as Photoshop, but I call it a free version of Photoshop for simplicity. So a lot of the time my video editing will actually stop here, with one exception. You want that 20-second end slate so that people get those video suggestions at the end of the video. Usually what I do is I just copy it from a different video project. So you can open a different project, new project, pick Mass Effect Andromeda, save project here, which is save whatever, add new project. There you go, Mass Effect Andromeda, the latest as Mass Effect Andromeda you got there. You just copy this end slate, there you go, and put it in, and then you have it in. That's what I usually do, but for the purposes of this video, I will show you just all you do is you make a new text thing, title editor, and then you write like thanks for watching. And then there's a duration setting down here, or there used to be. They changed that. Okay, I just changed. You have to forgive me. I just changed to the newest version. So usually there's the title object length. There you go. It's right there. There you go. And that means that this video clip is now, or this text box is now 20 seconds long on the on the playlist. 26 will be going by there. And then of course you can like you do the whole flare thing where thanks for watching. You do the whole flare thing where you like change the size and font of it, just like you would in. You can see all these settings are not are exactly as they would be in any image software or Microsoft Word or something like that, like bar having a border setting and a shadow setting for your text, which Word obviously doesn't have, but beside that, that's very obvious. Then you want my green border, which I always have, and I don't remember why I started doing that, but I'm at the point where, you know what, it's tradition, so let's have it. So I just pick the main video file, doop, and then I just put it down to, I maintain proportions here, and then I put it down to 715, and then I pick center, so it's in the center, so it's evenly in the center. And now you can see here there's a green border, and I doubt most of you notice that when you're actually watching the videos. Say you want like I believe in this particular video I had a snake eat a French fry. Say you want to animate something like that, so you still keep it on position size, which is in view animation size position, boom boom, there it is. You pick a point. This was where I had the French fry come in, but let's do something else. Let's just have a Christmas tree move across the screen here. Basically what you do is you select the image file, you put it where you want it, obviously on the timeline and on a layer so it's on top. Then you choose the position size, effect, and then you put in a keyframe here, which means this is where it starts, that's the keyframe. Then you move it wherever you want it to start being, and then let's say you want it to go up and down. You pick the middle of the video, there you go. Usually it adds a new keyframe by itself, there you go. Otherwise, again, just pick new keyframe there, and then you move it over here and move the tree over there, and suddenly you have a tree moving.
Tell you what, dude, I just walked out of Springfield prison, but
moving across the screen.
ends for me.
There you go. And it does that automatically. Usually what I did beforehand was I would go frame by frame and do that, and that of course meant that it would not be nearly as smooth as this automatic animation that it does. So that's something I learned recently how to do. I just wanted that in there. Say you want to zoom in on a certain section of a video, cut out the part where you want it to zoom in. Here you go. Here you go. You cut out the part where you want it to zoom in. You cut, select the video file by itself, and cut so it doesn't also cut your audio. Of course, if you just cut without selecting anything, cuts everything on your timeline, bar none. Don't worry about that. Just use your little undo, redo thing I mean, I think these arrows are pretty universal, so I didn't feel like bringing those up. Here you go, that's Snake doing his thing. So say you want to zoom in on his face for this particular part. You go in view animation, say section, and then I say free proportions, and then you have Snake's face right there.
Up. If you lose ends for me, I will help you.
Cool. A chance.
Okay, and then say you want that to also be movable in any way. Size, position. You move him, and then of course again with the keyframing, you just move him doing whatever. And then of course you'll have him.
If you lose ends for me, I will help you.
Cool. A
Yeah,
chance that you
basically that. Whatever that is.
For me, I will help you.
cool. A chance.
So yeah, that is basically all there is to it. Let me know if you like this. Let me know if you want me to do if there's anything you'd want me to help you with here. I'll try, and maybe if there's enough questions, I'll make a little addendum video, very short addendum video of any sorts. Let me just point out that I am entirely self-taught in this software, so don't expect me to be like a super guru. Everything I have learned by doing, basically. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in my regular footage or my regular content. Bye.